Okay, a very special morning. I invite you all for the webinar on All About Life, a motivational talk. Now, I request our head of the department, Mr. Kamesh, to introduce the resource person of this day. Over to Kamesh, sir. Kamesh, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Sharat Babu, sir. Sir, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, yes. A very special morning to you all. It's my immense pleasure on inviting you all for this webinar on All About Life, organized by the Department of Science and Humanities, Tagore Engineering College. I feel a great privilege in introducing our resource persons of this day. Let me introduce uh, Mr. Sarat Babu Ermalai, founder and CEO of the Food King, a humble man, aspired to become an entrepreneur, has received the inspiration from his mother. Graduated as a chemical engineer from BITS Bilani and also pursued his MBA from IIM Allahabad. His vision is to offer employment to illiterates. He is beyond materialistic value and aspires to create a nation beyond the money and power. The only aim at his life is to elevate the globe as hunger-free world. His achievements and awards are so many to refer few. Inspiring young leader, Sadhanai Semmal, Sadhanai Sudar, the top 20 promising new stars of Tamil Nadu, and so on. He is a selfless thought and thought into actions made him to attain its peak. Sir, I know it goes endless. If we have give introduction to great legends and real-time heroes of our nations, with this vivid introductions, I will hand over the session to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here. And I thank Sri Devi from CI and Shiva from CI for making me available here. Um, Maybe since it is a small group, I think if it's interactive, it would be a lot better. I feel so. Uh, Before getting into the talk, can I have some introduction about the participants? Maybe Mr. Kamesh can start.
Yes, sir. Uh, sir,
Yeah, Kamesh, what you do?
sir, I lead the Department of Science and Humanities, sir.
Okay, science and humanities. Okay.
And all of
Okay.
us are getting joined by now.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Kamesh. Thank
Yes.
you. Um, There's one Jisha. Uh, can you introduce yourself, ma'am? Maybe Miss Aarti.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, Miss
Sharat Babu,
Aarti.
sir.
Please.
This is Ms. Aarti from the Department of English, Tagore Engineering College. Uh,
Okay.
though we are more known about what is life, I'm so eager to know more about this. And I think we will be keep motivated by you. So as a young
Okay.
achiever, we are very much aspired and inspired by your profile. I was really happy to see your profile
Okay.
and your achievements. Hope your talk will aspire us to become not a materialistic person and to help the nation towards starless. Hope this session will help
Okay.
us all to become not a person of materialistic and join towards the growth of the nation. So
Nothing. I mean, we have to see towards materialism, but not very eagerly pursuing only materialism. There should be some purpose and some goals in life. So definitely, I will cover those aspects. Do you have any questions or any thoughts before I start? You have any doubts? I mean, anything you want to know? Any difficulty you have?
Yes, sir.
Right now, the
Sir,
situation is very tough, right? So, is there any
yes.
questions that is bothering your mind, or which is just going on in your mind? Anybody?
Sarat sir, as we are pushing towards the economical crisis, how the world is going to be of after this COVID-19, sir?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Great. Especially with regard to education, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And also in
Uh,
general aspects.
General aspects. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Maybe Madam Lalita Dama. Hello. Um, Madam Mahakavi. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. We could able to hear you.
Okay. Great. Okay. See, right now the situation is, we never, even in our wildest dreams, could have imagined something like this. True. I mean, education system and society, everything has changed. So, um, as humans, we always evolve the over period of time, right? And we have responded to each and every situations, even within our life, or even as a human civilization, we have responded. And this is a kind of I mean, it's not only for like say Tamil Nadu or Chennai or India or it's for the whole world, right? So we are not the only one affected. So we have to be very clear on that. So as a whole world, we have to move forward. We have to take this situation into a better. We have to take this world into a better world. So first, whenever we are into trouble, we have to find out, what is the scope that we have for the future, and how we can deal with the existing crisis. I'm sure there are lots of people going through depression, lots of people going through uncertainty. Say, for example, even myself, in my business, right? We cannot serve food virtually. Maybe we can serve food when we get orders, but we cannot serve food virtually. We operate mostly in colleges, right? So, for example, all the disciplinaries we have, then we have medical colleges, few medical colleges, we are having the cafeterias. Then we have few engineering colleges, we are having the cafeterias. Right now, what has happened? The colleges has declared holidays, and so our education is affected. If you see, yesterday, I'm not sure how many of you have read the paper. IIT Mumbai director has said that the current semester is going to be totally online, and he has declared that it is going to be online. He has declared it. So which means that maybe more institutes will follow suit in the same line, and we may not have campus operations at all for next 6 months.
Sarat sir.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry for the interruption, sir. Can you please turn on your video, sir, so that all of us can see you out, sir?
Okay. Yeah, sure, I can. But I was
Yes,
just
sir.
wondering if I turn on, it might disturb the bandwidth. Let me turn.
We'll have a live note of you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You can proceed over, sir. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes. Someone Kishore J's, something. It's coming like this. Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay. So, I'm a person who has dealt with many constraints in life, many uncertainties in life. So, I think in that situation, I will explain how I dealt with uncertainties and how I could overcome all those difficulties in my life. So first, if you understand in the entire scenario, what is more important is our mind. To deal with anything, our mind is our master. If you could, if you train our mind in the proper way, we could deal with any kind of situation, right? Um, I was born in a very humble background. Um, can you all switch off your mic? It's disturbing. Kishore, Barani, Kamesh, can you mute your mic, Mr. Kishore? It's disturbing a lot, Mr. Kishore. Yeah. Okay. So I started my life in a slum, and from there I reached to the best of the best you could imagine, the best engineering college and the best management college. I did from IIM Ahmedabad, which is the number one college in the country. Um, my mother wanted, me to study in a meditation school. She started her life as a midday week school teacher, right? And her starting salary was just 1 rupee. And she had 5 kids. I was the third. I had two younger brothers, two elder sisters. Never in my wildest dream I had any idea about dream or ambition or goal or anything. Whatever comes my way, I used to do it to the best. That was my, that was my mode of working. Mr. Kishore, I think your mic is on. It's disturbing. Mr. Kamesh, can just ping Mr. So my mother wanted me to speak in couple of words in English. As you all know, like a poor mother dream could be at the best is this. So, but she made us join in a matriculation school, but she didn't have any financial support for that. So I went to the school. In the school, except me, rest all come from a middle class or upper middle class or much more. So each and every day in the class when I was in my LKG, UKG, I used to note my friends as well as myself. There was very stark difference between us. I mean, their parents used to get 3 uniforms per year, and myself, my mother used to get just one uniform for 3 years, and my mother used to wash it regularly and give it. So over after a year or so, the uniform gets very dull and maybe torn, and very it's not good, right? So and when I look at my friends, it is very. It's new, and I could see that they come from a very rich family. And whenever we sit for lunch, my friends used to share their food, and when they share, I was not in a position to share my food because my mother used to pack the previous day food. These are the things that are going in my mind that you are different compared to your friends. So, I used to think there is nothing, not even a single positive thing where people could talk good about me. So I was really depressed, really disturbed, and all the time I was just wondering, what am I doing in this class, right? And there was a time at one in my UKG, I believe, my mother packed the previous day food, and she I took it to the class, and what happened is suddenly it slipped off my hand. When it slipped off, the lid was going in one direction and the tiffin box was going in the other direction. I was trying to, hold on to it, but I could not. And all my friends were looking after it, and I was really, disturbed that my poverty is being known to everyone. Mr. Kishore, can you mute your mic? Can you help me with that?
Kishore, please mute your
It's
mic,
really
Kishore.
disturbing.
Please mute your mic. Sorry, sir. You please continue, sir.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So then, what are these things were disturbing me, and I was really disturbed. And my behavior was very ruly. I was just picking fight with each and every one, right? I was picking fight with each and every one. Then what happened is, in my second standard, I scored first mark accidentally in one of the subjects. And what happened at that point of time is each and everyone, once the answer sheets is given, everybody discusses who scored first mark, second mark, third mark. And I never expected to score higher marks. But accidentally, I got first mark in that subject. And everybody in the class started pinpointing me and said that Sharad Babu scored the first mark in this particular subject. And that's the first time I felt very happy, very proud, and something was going in my mind that, if you need a good rest, you need to depend on your mother. If you need a good food, you need to depend on your mother. But if you get your books at the start of the standard, to get your recognition, you don't have to depend on anyone, right? Anyone. I don't have to depend on anybody. So that came my mind. I felt the book is my weapon to deal with the society and to get my recognition. That was the first learning which I got in my school times. At the end of second standard, I scored first mark in almost all the subjects, and I became the first ranker. The moment I became first ranker, throughout my school days, till my 12th standard, not even a single time I left my first position. But those things didn't come very easily. Each and every month, whenever it is 10th of that particular month, the class teacher used to come and say that whoever didn't pay the fees, please go and stand outside. So I used to go and stand outside because I was very sure my mother would not have paid the fees. So I used to think, like you're the only guy who's standing outside, and rest of them are like sitting inside the class, but you are the first ranker. So it really disturbed me. But I thought I will give up. But something said me, don't give up. Just what is important. If you give up, the only recognition also will go away from you. So then I said to myself, I just asked one simple question within me. Is it necessary to sit inside the class to score the first mark? The answer came, no. I said, if you sit inside and score the first mark, you're good. But God is giving you a chance. God is giving you a chance to prove that you're great. If you could score the first mark standing outside the class, nothing like it. So then I questioned myself, what should I do? I should focus whether I'm able to see the board or not, whether I'm able to listen to the teacher or not, and I should not worry about the pain in my knees even though I stand for a week or 10 days outside the class. I exactly 100% focused on that, and my performance was much better. I started scoring much better. I mean, much before the previous first ranks used to be like out of 700, I used to get 650, 660. When I was made to stand outside, I used to score 690, 691, 92 like that. Then there used to be a home in Madipakam, my birthplace. In that home, they used to feed free food for all of us, the slum kids. And I used to eat every full moon day, they used to give us food. I used to eat very stomach full, and I used to think why these guys are feeding us, and what are we going to do for them. I realized I'm not going to do anything to them, but I have to help some kids in the future after I get a job, I go to good college, I get a job. Some kids who are going to suffer when I am a big man. So then that thing was going in my mind that I have to help others. I should not just take help, but I should help others as well, other kids as well. I should not see them go through the same pain which I go through, right? So those things were going in my mind. Then fourth one, fifth, sixth. During fourth, fifth, I used to watch my mother, like after I go to a free tuition, come back home. I used to watch my mother drink lots of water. I used to think my mother is really fond of water. But I realized when I was in my seventh standard, I happened to see my mother drink water because we were living in a small hut and we didn't have electricity and we had a kerosene lamp. And in that lamp, when my mother was drinking water, like water was like dripping through the throat. And I used to watch like my mother is really fond. Then I realized it's not because of she's fond, but because she has given all the food to all five of us, and she don't have any food, and she's drinking water to satisfy us. So that made me to think one life on this earth is sacrificing the most important thing for other lives on this earth. Then I realized why mother is known, portrayed to be God. From then on, my affection, love towards my mother grew manifold. Then I questioned, what am I going to do for this life? That thing came in my mind the first time, vision, mission, whatever purpose in my life is to go to the best college, get a good job, and the moment I get my first month salary, go and give to my mother. This dream I had when I was in my seventh standard. Seventh standard, couple of my teachers shared my fees and paid my fees. Then eighth, ninth, I worked in a leather company. Then 10th till 10th, there was no electricity in my home, but I was going first rank. You imagine 10 years, someone struggling hard, not 1 or 2 years, 10 years, no electricity, got to study with a kerosene lamp or street light, but you got to perform. Every term you got to perform. So I thought I'll give up because it's very tough. Not much food, no energy, but still like you got to perform the best. Then I said, let me give up, but something said, don't give up. Just imagine what your friends are doing when they study. I just imagine I found that my friends, when they study, they could see everything in their room, family pictures, any natural sceneries, also their book. And they could hear the TV sound, they could hear the AC sound, they could, whatever, right? But imagine a guy sitting in a hut with a kerosene lamp and book, and the kerosene lamp gives light for just one foot, right? And what I could see is only my book. I realized my book, during my studies, my light is dim, but my concentration is much better compared to my friends. I realized this is the advantage. Let me fight. Let me not give up. That came my mind, and I further motivated myself to continue with my vision. Then during 10th leave, I did bookbinding. I did bookbinding for my batchmates, my seniors, my juniors. Then conclude my 11th, then 12th. During 12th, what happened is I was not able to wake up by morning 4 or 5. I used to wake up only by 7. I realized why I'm not able to wake up by 5 o'clock. I realized I don't have any energy in me. So I said, can you go and ask your mother for moves about her? She's not in a position to give you. Then what is the next best step? If you don't wake up by 4 and study, you will not be able to get into the best college. If you don't get into the best college, you will not be able to get a good job. If you don't get a good job, then you will not be able to fulfill your dream for your mother, right? To go to the best job and get your first month salary and give your mother. So I told myself, you're failing right now. So then I said, how you could plan this? I just use my mind and I just question how am I spending my energy? I was spending my energy for playing. I was spending my energy for doing little bit of work given by my mother. I was spending my energy by talking and also by studying. I said studying is the first priority. So let me not do little bit of work for 6 months. I told my mother, please don't give me, give to brothers. Then I told myself, next 6 months I'm not going to play. I told myself, next 6 months I'm not going to talk more than 10 words a day. I within a week I made it to 50 words. Then within next week I made it to 10 words a day, less than 10 words a day. I saved my energy to that, and I used to wake up by from 7 o'clock. I used to wake up by 5:30 like that. But my friends used to wake up by 4. Then I questioned why you are not able to wake up by 4. You need to wake up furthermore. Then I said you are very cozy with your blanket, your mat, and your pillow. Then I said, is it necessary? Then came my mind, it is not necessary. So I said, for next 6 months, I'm not going to use any blanket. I'm not going to use any mat. I'm just going to sleep plain floor. And due to the chillness of the weather, I'm going to wake up early morning. So exactly by 12:30 midnight, I used to wake up. Then I used to tell myself till 7, do not even move from this place and study. That used to be in my mind. How I could get this much motivation and energy is because I told myself, if your mother could sacrifice her food for you could sacrifice your sleep for her. Food is much bigger thing compared to sleep, and sleep is nothing. And I used to say this each and every time I get, I used to get low in my during that time, because it's not that easy, right? To wake up from morning 12:30 till next day 9 o'clock. It's a long day, and you should not even talk more than 10 words a day. It's like, it's really tough. But I did that. I scored really good mark. I was not knowing what is BITS. My friend said me, BITS is like, if you are your marks, if you apply for BITS, you will get through. I applied. We didn't have any money to even join, get the application. My mother said, I'll somehow make you study there. She pawned my sister's girls. Then she took high interest debt. With that money, I joined BITS Pilani. Then, after that, I got scholarship for my marks. Then I continued till my fourth. But BITS Pilani is much more challenging place because you have toppers from all the states. You have all the top 20 toppers from all the states coming to BITS Pilani, and you could imagine the way they talk. And you're all from humanities and English, right? They talk in very high accent. They talk about, hey Macha, hey Jude, how are you? How are you? Like that. I come from a slum, very poor background. My English was not that great. I was really scared. They used to talk about John Grisham. They used to talk about, Fisher. Then they used to talk about Tom Cruise, Angelina Jolie. I used to think, what are these? Which class they taught us? Because I didn't have TV, I didn't have any communication, right? Only my class and my home, that's it. So then I realized they are all foreign authors, they are all foreign actors. So then, these kids have the access and you don't have. First 2 years, I was not having any friends. It was a loner. No one, like I was nearly 2,500 kilometers away from my home. My mother was struggling back home without much food. But I have a better environment, study environment. So I was just wondering, I was really, it was very difficult. But somehow I said I have to go through this because it's very, otherwise all the 17 years of hard work will go for a waste. Then third year I was managing a function, and everybody said you are a manager, you are a leader. Then I asked what I have to do to be a manager. They said you have to pursue from IIMs. They are the best. Why best? you get a pro salary. My dream was to get my first month's salary to go and give to my mother. I thought when I study from this, I'll get like 30,000 per month. But they are saying that you could get 8.5 lakhs per month. So then I thought I have to pursue an IIM. I made my dream bigger when the opportunity came, right? So I started preparing for CAT, and when I was put in 6 months in Bihar. So that time I happened to read a paper report saying that 30% of Indian population is below poverty line. They go to bed empty stomach. That hit me, and I said, "What am I doing going to do for all these mothers? Your mother is fine. If you get a job, she's fine. But these many, I know the pain of hunger." So then I questioned this. Then I said, let me start a company. Go to one of the IIM. Let me start a company, and then I will give jobs to at least 50,000 people. That was my dream. From a dream of giving first month salary to my mother, my dream went to employing at least 50,000 people. But I came back to the campus. I found that where I found that like I had 2 lakh, 1.5 to 2 lakh debt. My mother was just earning 1,500 rupees. If I tell her I have to pursue my dream, you have to pay the debt. She will take 10 years. Already she is exhausted. So then I said, let me work for some time, repay all the debt, give your mother some savings. Let her not work when you go to IIM. So I planned like this. I worked in Polaris Software in Chennai. I got a good job. I gave my first month salary to my mother, took her to a Pizza Hut, then in Adayar. Then then life was good. Repaid all the debts. Then I saved some money, gave to my mother. By the time I gave 3 times CAT, I could not clear. The fourth time I wrote with viral fever. I cleared that exam. I cleared all 6 IIMs. Then I chose IIM Ahmedabad with a single motive to start a company. I went there. Then I pursued 2 years MBA. Though there were lots of job offers, I could have easily got a crore offer from abroad. But I just had somewhere around 2,000 rupees, and I was just living in a hut when I was studying in Ahmedabad. So immediate thing is to go to a job, build a home, get a car, make your family, your mother, yourself very comfortable. Work for a few years, then pursue dream for the society, for the country. That will be the normal route. But what I did is I didn't take up the job. I inaugurated my company in the campus of IIM Ahmedabad. Just with 2,000 rupees. My first, I started supplying to my own batchmates. With that money, I started registered my company, and there were like 25 people who called in for giving projects. But there was one software company which said that like we are ready to give a project, but our project is that you got to supply 100 tea and coffee to us. Imagine my per day's income would be 30,000, but because of this business, because of this dream, I had to start with supplying tea and coffee, 100 tea and coffee to us. I said I'll start as small as possible, but I'll reach the top. I said, ego, you go. I don't care a damn. Then I started in Ahmedabad, and for the inauguration, I took my mother first time in a flight from Chennai to Ahmedabad, and I made her to sit in the audience. There were nearly 200 people with camera and notebook. All were like, they are all journalists, like from Hindu, Times of India. You name the media in the country, they were there. And Narayan Murthy sir inaugurated my company. And that time he was just saying that, it's a wonderful thing. Never in the past, I am Ahmedabad students start a company. And here is a trendsetter who's starting a company, that too in the food industry where near poor people are being employed. It's a great thing and many people should follow. That was the speech. And he said, wonderful, when he saw me. Then he said, why not you speak for a couple of words? So then I just picked up the mic and spoke. I said, You might wonder that I'm a Viscalani student. I'm a Polaris employee, and I'm Ahmedabad student. That's the reason I could start the company, but it's not so. It's only because of my mother who started her life from Chennai, and as a Balwadi Aya. So that's how I could do it. Having a small English shop, she could make us study till to the extent. So then they said, why not you call your mother to the friend? My mother came to the friend, and from couple of thousand of people overnight, my mother and myself, came to know to the whole country. I mean, at least 3 to 4 crore people must have known us overnight, because never in the history a story of I am Ahmedabad or any story flashed in the first front page, right? So first time it was flashed, and it was like that. So then I started from there. Slowly, I built on my company, step by step, step by step. Today, we do more than 15 crore turnover, and I employ nearly 250 to 300 people. And right now, the situation is because of the corona, which is a couple of our, I mean, only units are running, rest all closed. But I know for sure I'll sail through that, but because of my purpose. It's not only to earn money, and my purpose is to serve people throughout my lifetime. So I'm still hopeful and confident that things will change, and I'll be able to. Right now, the best way to spend our life is to reskill ourselves, to learn many things, so that the moment the corona thing is over, we could use all these skills for better use, right? In 2010, I started a foundation called Hunger Free India Foundation, where I declared one day as Hunger Free Day for the whole country, 10-10 as Hunger Free Day, because Pasi Vandal Pattum Parandu. I said Pattu Vandal Pasi Parandu Pogum, right? So that's how I started that 10-10 as Hunger Free Day. We feed many, parentless kids. We feed old age people. We give career guidance. We build restrooms. We build labs. We support their education, school education. So these are the works like I do through Hunger Free India Foundation. Our website is hungerfreeindiafoundation.org. You can have a look. And I contested for elections in Chennai. I'm the guy who introduced social media campaigning in politics in India, not Narendra Modi ji or not Arvind Kejriwal ji. And as I started my speech, I started my life craving for recognition, for people to talk something good about me. But God gave me many things because of my mother's blessings. Like I'm a CNN, IBN, and Indian leader. I'm a Pepsi MTV youth icon. I'm a legislative fellow of the US government. I was invited by Obama government for 40 days, being their guest. I'm a top 3 young entrepreneur invited by World Bank, 2012. I'm a Asia 21 Society fellow, which is very rare to be given to an youngster. I'm Asia, I mean India, Australia youth leader. I'm a India, Pakistan youth leader, top 10 youth leader. I'm one of the top 30 young Indian business leader by British High Commission. I'm one of the top 10 declared by Junior Chamber International. I'm an International Lions Club Award winner for this year. Then I'm a honorary Rotarian, honorary Accelerate Jamshedpur. Then many more like that. Like I have received more than 100 awards and national and international title. So this is about me. And now, as I said, I contested from Velachery for MLA. I came third after the two major parties. Then I contested in South Chennai, for the MP post. So my thing is like I want to become an education minister, because one thing which made me to sit in front of you is like selling idlis on the street to this level. What made me to come to this level is my education. So I thought the moment you give education, you're not only helping the person you help, but the entire generation. So that's me, and thank you so much. And if you have any questions, so what I would suggest is right now, do not be disturbed. Do not be disturbed by any negative news. Be safe. You know, like try to stay away at least 6 foot from everyone, even your family members, and wear mask. Try to motivate. Try to give confidence to others, because many people must be depressed. Many people must be wondering what to do in their future in the future. So do like that. You could follow me in Foot King Sarath Babu or Sarath Babu space Elimalai in Facebook. And yeah, so any questions, anything exactly you want to ask, you can ask. Since I'm left with this, 3 to 4 months of time, because of this corona, what am I doing? What I'm doing is I'm just developing my farmland, which is in the ECR, so that I'm just spending more time learning about farming, and that's the thing I'm making myself productive right now. So hopefully in the future, that thing will be useful for my food industry as well. Recently I've started. 1 year back I started in a hospital, and in that hospital there were lots of poor patients who were coming, and along with the patients there were attenders also coming. They all come from village, and what happens is I used to interact with them. When I interact with them, I found that they don't eat. The reason I asked them why you are not able to eat, like from morning till lunch or after lunch also, they just say that you have to eat. Then I asked, they said because we are not able to afford the food available in the cafeteria. So I took over from a previous person, right? So then I said it was two idlis costing 25 rupees, and we have a variety of menus. That's one reason why they kept the cost very high, right? So then what I did, from 25 rupees, I just made it to 15 rupees, two idlis. And from 300 pieces a day, my idli sales went up from the previous person was selling only 300 idlis. I was selling 1,300 idlis, which means that nearly 300 people are eating extra on a particular day. So, whenever you do your work, your business or anything, your life, with a social angle in mind, a concern, a compassion for others, definitely you are not going to go wrong, right? So in the same way, you're all into teaching, you're all studying. You have some social angle, you have some concern for the society. Definitely, it will keep you alive, it will keep you motivated, it will keep you going. You will be a, leader. You will be a torch bearer for others. So this is the message I want to give, and thank you so much. Over to Mr. Kamesh.
Sarath sir?
Yeah, Kamesh.
Yeah, sir. Really, sir, thanks a lot. And before to that, this is the second time we have been meeting. A couple of
Mhm.
years before you came to our college, you have been the guest of honor for the MBA department. At the time, we have been seeing that you have been wearing a blazer and you're a big entrepreneur. And we really come to know about that. What are all the paths that you have crossed across, and then you have reached the epitome of the success. Really, it's inspiring, sir. Generally, what we do is we starve for what we don't have, but we fail to find out the treasures in front of us. But you had a constant aspirations and you are very ambitious, and then you have reached to the great level of success, sir. Really, it is inspiring. How do you handle your success, sir?
Uh, always keep in mind that still a long way to go. Though I was known as darling of the media. 2010, 2009, and all. I was covered in each and every business channels, business mags. So it was overwhelming, when so much of people contact you, when they want suggestion, they want, But I always keep myself focused that a long way to go. There are many kids, there are many poor people who needs your suggestion, who needs your work. So that keep me balanced. And whenever I have a simple thing, whenever you are having success, I say to myself, don't go to the extent of the success, right? There is going to be something, anything, you prepare for a failure. And whenever failure comes, I used to say, don't worry, success is going to come, right? So I don't go to extremes. I just manage my mindset in a very limited frequency so that I'm balanced.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Is that from the audience side? You have any questions or you have anything to ask from us? Please
Yeah,
be
yes,
interactive.
sir. So,
Yeah.
I would like to ask, how did you manage to hold the trust people around you? So, because when you start, hello,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, how did you convince people around you that you can do it, sir?
See, when you do yourself right, when you are yourself hardworking, when people see that you're hardworking and you're giving your 100%, and when people see that you're selfless, you're beyond money, there will be lots of people who will help you. I mean, help in the sense who will accompany you, my staff, my friends. So that's a way to convey not just by mere words but by our actions, right? Only by actions we could make others understand what is our real problem.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my number is 93810 69919. So if you have anything, I mean, if you are feeling depressed or if you don't know what to do or something like that, definitely you can contact. I'll try my best to help you, right? Um, it's 93810 69919. Okay, Mr. Kamesh, I think.
Yes, sir. Really, thanks is just a simple word, sir. It's beyond that. We are heartfelt thanking you, and we are really inspired. And you write any books, sir? You please make the things of yourself to know about this outside world. So it is very very interesting and is also very aspiring note which we got from you. Hope all the participants will take all these words in the right way, and hopefully they will also will try to inculcate themselves in a better way and then to find the better heights of their lives. Aarti ma'am, it's over to you, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Able to hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Sarath Kumar, sir, we are really fortunate to have you today,
Sharan
really.
Babu.
Sarath Babu, sir, really, we are fortunate to have you today. And we feel sorry to state that our next speaker, Captain VJ Pushpa Kumar, has still some technical issues. Hope we will join him in the forthcoming webinars that we have planned for. So I think we can conclude the webinar with my vote of thanks.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, can I have the number on the chat box? Can I have sir's number in the chat box?
Yes,
Contact
ma'am.
details.
I'll type right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Hello. Is the
Yeah.
participants, do you have any questions? Participants, do you have any questions? Sir, Kamit sir, shall we end the session?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It gives immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. Sun may forget to rise, muse may forget to sing, cloud may forget to drop, but a human being should not forget to thank each other. With this note, I wish to thank our beloved chairperson, Professor M. Mala. I also wish to thank our principal, Dr. L. Raja, for their meticulous support, and my thanks to our head of the department, Mr. Kamesh. On behalf of the Department of Science and Humanities, I wish to extend My gratitude and thanks to our resource person, Mr. Sharat Babu, sir, founder and CEO of Food Kings. As our Mahakavi Bharatiyar said, தனி ஒரு மனிதனுக்கு உணவில்லை எனில் ஜகத்தினை அழித்திடுவோம். Our resource person, Mr. Sharat Babu sir, has gone beyond ahead to carve the nation hunger free. There is no words to praise your noble thought, sir. So we are really fortunate and happy to have you today as our special speaker of this day. As T.S. Eliot said, when we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. We take this inspiration from our eminent speaker of this day. I also wish to thank Mr. Shiva Shankaran, Executive Confederation of Indian Industry, for his constant support, and without him, this would have not happened. I also feel happy to thank Tamil Selvan, our beloved student, for his technical support. And Jisha ma'am, your hard work and efforts have reached the heights of success of this program today. My sincere thanks to all the participants for your overwhelming support. And it's time to thank the Almighty for showering His blessing to make this day happen. So I wish to conclude by stating that let's stand apart to do our part. With this note, I thank you all once again. Have a nice day. Thank you all for being part of this wonderful session. Sarat Babu sir, thank you so much. We feel humble and happy to have you today. No words to praise you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sarat sir, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.